Are you hindering your loved one's recovery? Wow, that's hard. When I work with clients, when I talk to people in groups, this is what I want the most. I want sobriety the most. I know that when she, my child gets sober, everything will be okay. There will be changes. Will it all be okay? Will it all end well? Maybe there will be some substantial growth and learning that you, as the one who has cared for the addict, has to do as well. The changes may come in the form of family history and trauma and things that happened that you didn't know about and are not sure you want to know. Because as we've talked about, these addictive behaviors, these use behaviors, are the covering up of pain. They are the symptoms of, I don't know how to emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically deal with some kind of trauma that happened to me. And so I'm dealing with it in this way. And you can check out Gabor Mate's work on the hungry ghosts to understand where I'm coming from with addiction in that fashion. I think there are plenty of roads to recovery. I think we're doing better research on what has caused addiction rather than genetics or the disease model. I think we're beginning to step away from that so you can look at that. The question is, are you really ready for the changes that sobriety is going to bring to your family? You've been functioning in a way regularly. We've talked about having the addict in the middle, functioning around them, making sure they're okay. So when that loved one gets sober and comes back and says, hey, I'm ready to help with the family finances, or yes, I can take care of the kids, are you willing to trust them with that? Is that giving up part of your identity because you're no longer the caretaker, you're no longer the responsible one, you're no longer the one that the family calls the hero because you're managing all this? That hero label is really difficult to let go of. Being clear that each person has a role in the family, and when you get to be the hero and they're the one who is the troublemaker, the person who causes all the issues, giving that up becomes an issue. So there's going to be changes. Now, you may also be the one who's seen as the crazy person because you're constantly in flight or fight mode because you're really dealing with managing the whole thing. You're overwhelmed, you're tired, you're like, sure, I would give that away. Would you? Have you become so used to that role that you know automatically how to do that? Is your somatic system really ready? Your body system really ready to switch gears and say, hey, I no longer am responsible for all this, and I want you to take over and do it, even if you don't do it the way I would do it. Sobriety of the addict is going to cause growth in the rest of the family, or that addict is not going to be able to stay with the family, or they're going to revert back to the addiction because they can't handle what's going on. So the addict isn't born out of nowhere. They come from a family system. They come from a community system. And if the community and family doesn't shift around them, doesn't do learning and growth around them, there's high likelihood that the addiction will start again. So sobriety is the beginning. And are you ready? Are you preparing yourself for the changes that will happen? It's not suddenly going to be that person knows how to manage themselves, knows how to manage their responsibilities, and they can just click back in. Changes have been happening and the brain functions have been slowed down. We can show this in scans that the brain functions have been slowed down and some things are not even functioning properly. getting sober is going to create so many pattern disruptions that you are going to feel out of control, like you don't know the person, and that you're not sure what the next step is. Sure, there's going to be relief, but there's also going to be some confusion. We're here to help you walk through that confusion, to give you proven steps to do the next right thing, and to live every day with peace and purpose. So we're looking forward to coaching with you. Make sure you book a strategy call, and let's talk a little bit more about your situation and how we can help.